This is John, Flat 6 Motorsports. Today we're looking at a refreshed 987 Cayman S, so let's get into it. So the 987 Cayman S is a really good platform. These have come down in price considerably over time as they've depreciated, but still holding some nice value to them. But you can pick one up, a decent example, kind of in the low $20,000 range. And it offers a lot of value in the Porsche range, in my opinion, for what you're getting. The feeling of the car, the chassis is pretty robust. Relative to some of the older stuff like the air-cooled stuff and the 996 that has a little more flex to the chassis. The 987 really kind of tightens things up. But being a 15-plus-year-old car, it does have some wear. And this car here we have in front of us has some refreshed items just to kind of bring back some of the original crispness of the car, but also enhance it further. So this has a transmission mount, some engine inserts just to stabilize everything. A lot of the bushings and such are going to be worn out on cars like this. This has close to 100,000 miles. So it's good to replace some of those things. This client also opted to redo the suspension, so it has Coney adjustable shocks with H&R lowering springs instead of wheel spacers, so it sits really nice, looks really nice. All that stuff is renewed. He also chose to add some bolt-on performance parts like FabSpeed long tube headers, an exhaust, a Softronic plenum, high flow air filter, and a Softronic tune to put that all together. Additionally, some of the feel items, the shifter has been upgraded with a function first ball bearing shifter kit, and it has the numeric cables. A problem with some of these cars is the cable ends snap pretty easily and leaves customers stranded quite often. So replacing those cables is a good idea if you don't want to fall into that camp. And also the thicker cable makes for a little bit more firm action on the shifter. So all these things are really nice, simple things you can do to this car to really enhance it and make it kind of a more modern day sports car feel. But let's get into the car, we'll drive it and give you some impressions. Okay, so we're setting off here in the 987 Cayman S. This is the 987.1, so the early generation of the port-injected 3.4 liter Cayman. Comes with 295 horsepower stock. This has been enhanced, as we mentioned, with the FabSpeed long tube headers, exhaust, a high flow air filter, the Softronic plenum, and a Softronic tune. And some of those parts we had actually on our dyno did 300 wheel horsepower exactly. So that's probably, with the drivetrain loss, about 345 horsepower at the crankshaft, which is up about 50 horsepower over stock. So that's pretty solid results with just a few bolt-ons, and really takes the power to a pretty good level, given the chassis in the car, just under 3,000 pound car. The 987 gets a little bit of bad rap, so some people, due to kind of the build quality and degradation of some of the plastics over time, you get some foam through the vents. There's some common issues with these cars. Nothing too crazy. I mean, the biggest is going to be engine wear over time. That might have some people concerned or kind of put some risk on purchase decision of this car. But for the money, I mean, it really delivers a lot of performance. There's not many cars that will deliver this type of performance for this dollar value, with the overall feel, the Porsche quality, kind of all the formula that you get with that. Overall, I really like the 987 chassis. It's fun. The form factor is kind of very compact compared to the modern day 911s particularly. It just kind of feels fun and sporty. I really do. Overall, the car runs very great. This has, looks like about 93,000 miles coming up on. But yeah, you wouldn't know it doesn't feel too old. Feels very good. This exhaust is a little on the loud side. I'm just gonna take this turn here, and really good turn in, and breathes well, makes good noises. The shifter feels really good with the function first ball bearings and the numeric cables. It's got a lot of good mid-range torque, pulls nice up top. I wouldn't categorize it as a very fast car, but it's a very quick and rapid car. I think on track is really where this is kind of becomes a really fun car, because it's got enough power to really, feel alive. It doesn't feel slow, but good set of brakes, really good handling. Very usable torque as well, just if you're out for a Sunday drive or a back road drive. man, you know, for low $20,000, especially in Porsche terms, you know, this really, to me, delivers, I don't know how to quantify, maybe like 85% of what a lot of the, you know, more modern NA cars deliver, like the 991.1 Carrera S's, you know, even the 4-liter GTS, 718 GTS. I mean, yeah, it's sharper, it's got a stiffer chassis, but this car, you know, is substantially cheaper, and really delivers a lot of the same, you know, characteristics. And it's not a surprise. Porsche is, you know, renowned for, you know, refinement and evolution, not revolution. So you can see a lot of the stuff kind of carries forward. But if you have a 987 Cayman or Boxster, I think there's a lot of worthwhile things you can do. I really like this setup. It's very compliant on the road, but it kind of got rid of all of the wear items of the car. Like the suspension, some of the bushings were just kind of shot. The shifter feels really good because, you know, you kind of over time realize like, oh wow, you know, shifters from 15, 20 years ago weren't as, you know, mechanical and it is engaging to drive. They had a little more slop and play in them, particularly over time as they wear. But this feels really cohesive and direct, and it's a really great car. I personally have a 987 Cayman S. I really like the platform. If you have a 987, definitely stay tuned because we're gonna be coming out with a you know, video series, a vlog of some of the updates with that car. We're gonna kind of make it a more track focused build. But this, for kind of a hybrid of, you know, street, back road cruising, you know, your occasional track day, that sort of thing, does a really wonderful job. You know, there's really not a whole lot you could ask for, you know, as far as like a basic setup. But you can enhance it with, you know, more suspension components, a better set of coilovers, you know, more focus for adjustment for the track. You know, there's endless options with the 987, but I would say from a pure, you know, basic performance standpoint, it does pretty much everything you'd want a sports car to do. A lot of fun. And these cars, you know, they're just very, you know, nimble feeling, agile feeling, and, you know, just have all the performance bits to make it fun and worthwhile. But if you do have a 987, definitely check out flat6.com. We have a host of solutions from, you know, just simple aesthetics, things that are gonna make the car look better, typical wear items on this car just to upgrade them and make them more modern, up to some of the performance things. And, you know, picking up 50 horsepower in an NA motor is a really good accomplishment with just, you know, a host of bolt-ons. So, you know, check us out. We're happy to answer any questions you might have, and subscribe if you haven't to our channel. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next one.